At the start of the COVID-19 pandemic, we all were looking for things to do. And something that I decided to do, which I had never done before, was to cook my way through an entire cookbook. And I chose this one, which is Placid Eating by Climena Wikoff. And Placid Eating is a cookbook compiled from both locals and vacationers to the Lake Placid, New York area, which is a destination even still to this day for many people. So I cooked my way through this cookbook during the COVID-19 pandemic when we were all stuck in our houses, and I did not cook every recipe in this book, but I got pretty close. And so today I want to come back and revisit the book that got me started on vintage recipes and vintage cookbooks, and we're going to be making peanut butter fudge today. Now, right from the start of this, I have to admit to you that candy making is probably one of my weakest areas in cooking, and so this is a pretty simple candy recipe. However, I likely still can screw it up because I'm apt to do that every time I try to make anything that resembles candy. But there are only 3 ingredients for this. We have a half cup of milk, we have 2 tablespoons of peanut butter, and we have a cup of sugar. And we're gonna go right to the stove to start today. To start this one out, all we have to do is take all 3 ingredients, dump them into a saucepan, bring that up to a boil, and then when we reach a softball stage, which is between 235 and 245 degrees Fahrenheit, then we are going to move that to what they say is a buttered pan, but I have a pan that I have greased as well as laid down some parchment paper so I can get this out easily afterwards. I must have used a pan that was too big because this spread extremely thin. I don't know if I should have used like a loaf pan or what kind of pan, but this one just was too big apparently for this amount of candy. If you're thinking about making this, don't. This turned out more like a taffy than a fudge, and it wasn't a very good taffy at that. It basically was just sugar with a very mild peanut butter flavor. I would not even consider making this again, and I would highly consider you not to as well. Once again, I have a candy fail. However, I don't think it was my fault this time. I think this was more because the recipe just really isn't a successful recipe, as often is the case in recipes from these earlier time periods. Not all of them are winners. To my recollection, this is not one of the recipes that I made when I was cooking my way through this cookbook, so that just goes to prove that not all the recipes in this book are winners either. However, there are some fantastic recipes, and I likely will return to this book to show you some of the ones that I genuinely enjoyed. This currently falls in last place, number 20 so far, and I've got a feeling it'll probably maintain its place in last place unless we do something truly terrible coming up in the future, which you never know, that could happen on another future episode. If you have any candy making tips, please leave them in the comments for me. I would love to hear them. I'm always open to learning more about cooking in general. And if you want to see if in the future we can do some candy successfully, stick around. Eventually we'll get to another candy episode. Make sure you're subscribed and also liking us on social media. We'll see you next time.